Hello friends, I'm Chevee. Welcome to my shed. How are you doing today? I hope you're doing well. It is freaking gorgeous here in West Virginia today. And we're supposed to get snow this weekend. Normally happens, but we've had an extremely mild winter, so to get late season snow is really weird this year. Today's a quickie, just because I want to go play games, and I wanted to, this weekend, I'm going to tell you a little story, but I want to know what happened to the mentality of fix it. Where did that mentality go? Why did it go wrong? And I don't mean like stupid stuff. Like if your little doodad breaks and you just go get another one. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about it just in general. So, you know, I grew up, my dad put himself through college as a carpenter. He worked summers as a carpenter to pay for his tuition, went to school. He was a car dude, loved cars his whole childhood, so went to school to learn about cars and become a automotive instructor. Taught auto mechanics for 32 years. So Dad, if it has, you know, moving parts or you know, my dad could fix anything, essentially. He didn't do a lot of electrical work. He didn't trust himself there, but he could fix anything. If stuff broke, he fixed it. And so I grew up with that same mentality. He grew up, his parents, well, I never knew his dad, but his mom was she never recovered from the Depression. She was always in that mindset of conserve everything because we might not have money for rent tomorrow or whatever. So he grew up with that mindset as well of just, you got to fix it, don't replace it. And so I grew up with that same drive to, like, if something's broke, I'm going to fix it. And I mean anything. Like, if the VCR is broke, I'll tear it apart and figure out why. Maybe it's just a capacitor that I can replace. Put it back together, we have a VCR and we didn't have to spend anything to fix it. Stuff like that. So this weekend, we had company over. Keely had a friend staying. And I woke up Saturday morning and it was 50 degrees at my house. I think it was 51, technically. But it was 50 degrees. It was freaking cold. And at some point in the middle of the night, Jamie had gotten really cold, so she went out and shut the back door. We have a doggy door on our outside door, and so she shut the back door because it is a little colder in that hallway. But it was 50 degrees, and the furnace wasn't working. Okay, well, why isn't the furnace working? Check the thermostat. It's working. It's battery's good in it, so it's on. It should be working. I go downstairs. There's a kill switch on my furnace. It's just an outlet. Check that. It's fine. Open the front of the furnace up. Circuit board's got some flashing lights. Okay, well, I turn the furnace off, turn it back on, lights come on, blah, blah, blah. The pre-blower starts up. All that stuff happens. Propane comes on. Nothing. Shuts back off. So, I go, okay. I don't know crap about a modern furnace. I've only ever lived in houses that had older non-electric start, you know, pilot light type furnaces. So I know this doesn't have a pilot light, but so I check it out and I go, okay, this is the, I don't know, the gas tube or whatever it's called. And there's 3 components near there that have wires going to them. So I figured this has to have an electronic ignition. This one over here has a single wire. This one in the middle is too low because it was more like I don't know what it is, probably a temperature sensor of some kind. And then this one has 2 wires, and they're labeled 120 volts. I'm like, well, the only reason I could think to pass an electronic component 120 volts is if it is the igniter, or the lighter, whatever you want to call it. And so, going on a hunch, unplug it, it's got a little connector, probe it, flip the switch, yep, it's got 120 volts coming out of there, but nothing seems to be happening. So I pull it out, and it's just this little guy. It looks like, it's kind of hard to see on the screen. It looks like a really thick pencil lead. And it's got a large area of white corrosion, I guess, around it. And it's all pitted underneath. So it looks like a heating element to me that probably cracked and was no longer glowing. And so I take this out, I go upstairs, I Google it, and sure enough, this is called a hot surface igniter. It essentially glows like a oven, electric oven element. element. There you go. Or a stovetop element, something like that. It glows really hot and then lights the propane. And so I search, and it's like, yeah, it's totally a replaceable item. They go bad every 3 to 5 years. And it's basically, this is a universal thing. Like, you just go get one of these and put it in. Awesome. Where do I go get one? Oh, you don't. Yeah, this is a universal, serviceable item that is expected, life expectancy is 3 to 5 years, but you can't just go buy this. Home Depot doesn't carry it, Lowe's doesn't carry it, Ace doesn't carry it, Walmart doesn't carry it. You can order it from their websites and ship to the store, or you can order it off of Amazon, but you can't just go get it. And it's like, yeah, I ordered off of Amazon because I have 2 days of freezing cold to wait for my Amazon order to show up. No, I need this thing like today. And so I'm thinking, why doesn't this exist in the wild? Why can't I just go buy, if this is such a universal part, why doesn't it exist? And so I called around a bunch of different places, and I found one place that had it. And that is a place in Fairmont called Altman Supply. They are a heating and cooling supplier. So I go there, and I talk to the lady, and she's like, I think we have that. Let's go look. So she goes in the back to where all the like furnace parts are. And if you've ever seen industrial parts like that, they just come in a cardboard box. It's not like it's made for consumers. It's just a box with a number on it. She's looking in there. She can't find it. She gets a gentleman. He comes over. He helps. Oh, yeah. So he reaches back around this back corner of this shelf and pulls this thing out. And here it is. This is the kit that I was seeing online. I mean, this is a universal thing. This, it's enough that this company has developed a kit to retrofit your furnace, or, this just plugs right in. And this store happened to have it. Thankfully, they happened to have it. So I was able to get my heater working. But the thought process is, so I talked to the guy a little bit, and like, why doesn't this exist at the normal places? I tried Sears and Home Depot and Lowe's and Ace Hardware, and he's like, well, nobody fixes their furnace. Like, people don't open their furnace anymore and fix it. They're going to call somebody. So the guy who's buying this, the person that's actually going to purchase this, is a furnace repair guy that you're going to call and pay $120 for a service plus a $20 part, and whatever else he charges you for off hours work or whatever. I'm thinking, that's crazy. Like, what happened to people who were willing to just open the front panel, poke around a bit, figure it out, go get the part, and fix it? Does that not exist anymore? Do people just not do that? Because that's completely foreign to me. I think it was a $30 purchase, like $32 or something. Or I could have tried to find a furnace guy on a Saturday and paid his exorbitant fees to come replace this thing, which took me all of 5 minutes to replace once I had it in my hand. Why? What happened to the mentality of fix it, instead of the mentality of call somebody else, call somebody I can't afford to put myself in a more dire situation because I'm unwilling to try? It seems retarded. It seems really stupid. It seems just dumb. Like, why would you do that? I don't know. Furnace is fixed. I have heat again because I was willing to give it a go. Granted, I was also an automotive mechanic. I also have I've also was an electrician. I also have vast knowledge of networks and hardware. So it wasn't a complete, it wasn't a complete guess. It was an educated guess. But I was willing to take the guess. Why are people not willing to do that anymore? That's what I want to know. Let's have a discussion about it in the comments down below. I really do appreciate you coming back every day and making this silly little show a part of your daily routine. Thank you so much. I will see you tomorrow.
Hey, Doc, wait! I want to ask you something.
Today's random fact comes from Wikipedia.org. Who wrote Let It Be by the Beatles? Let It Be is a song by the Beatles released in March 1970 as a single and as a title track of their album Let It Be. At the time, it had the highest debut album on the Billboard Hot 100, coming in at number 6. It was written and sung by Paul McCartney. I don't even know the song.